Let me get this out the way so everybody knows the intentions with this video right off the bat. Number one, tragedy and travesty is always unfortunate. Number two, people who have millions of dollars asking the common man to donate when they could give up a couple million of their dollars to help is always going to look asinine to everybody with a working brain. Do you remember 2020? Do you remember how everything was on lockdown and people were in panic and people were scared and celebrities thought it would be a good idea to get on Zoom and sing a song? Yeah, that didn't do a fucking thing for anybody. We all understand that, we all agree. Number three, and this is the most important part and the reason this video is being made. If you have to lie about something in order to get attention for said something that's real, you ruin the credibility of that said something you care about so much, which is the reason why I tell you people that you can be passionate about this thing, that thing, and a third thing, but make sure you choose your battles wisely, because if you choose incorrectly and you ruin the credibility of what it is you care about so much, that is your fault and nobody else's fault. What am I talking about? Well, common viewer, The Rock is a Hollywood actor. But if you don't know, because you might be younger than I am, The Rock used to be known as a WWE wrestler. And he's currently back in the WWE doing something for WrestleMania 40 in a storyline with a man named Cody Rhodes, who, in tying to all of this to make it make sense, gave up his main event championship spot to The Rock, and fans were not happy about that. They started booing The Rock. They made something go trend. They even sent death threats to The Rock's daughter, which is not okay, and anybody who did that, you're an overdramatic piece of shit who needs to seek help immediately. But they did a press conference and the crowd there was booing The Rock, chanting, "We want Cody," and Cody, Cody, Cody. Why am I specifying Cody so much? Because this guy, this weirdo who wants to be someone known as a truth seeker, who's been all these different publications, who's been having the time of his life being somebody you could turn to for accurate information, openly lied about how The Rock was being booed and what The Rock was being booed about. Crowd in Vegas boos The Rock, demanding he follow through with aid for Maui. Oprah and Dwayne The Rock Johnson promised tens of millions to the victims of the Maui fires, but many victims still have not seen a dime. It looks like the audience is fully America first and is demanding The Rock and Oprah follow through with their commitment to take care of the people of Lahaina. The crowd started booing and chanting, "Maui, Maui, Maui." First of all, before anybody says a word to me about the ethics about what this guy is doing, understand, I am in full agreement with anybody who says it was tone deaf as fuck for The Rock and Oprah, two people who I believe have a net worth of billions of dollars, to ask the common man, you and I, to donate money to fires and victims of those fires.
We were so concerned about what was happening in Maui that we were texting back and forth. And I read this article that Dolly Parton had given money in her community. And I said, I think this is the answer. You said, I think that's the answer.
I said, I love it.
And so we have created the People's Fund of Maui that will put money directly in the hands of the people who need it right now. So if you send a donation, just click where you see below and send a donation. That money is going to go to one of many residents who have been displaced in Maui, we guarantee.
That's right. I know a lot of people out there, as Oprah and I have been finding, are just having a hard time trusting where the money goes. What organizations should I send money to? How can I help? In this case, the fund that we created with a lot of hard work from a lot of hardworking people who all care about these people of Maui. As Oprah was saying, it is a clean, direct from you directly to their hands, and right away with some real immediacy, because as we're finding, as you guys around the world know, with disasters like this, the number one need is money.
Is money.
In hand.
And so people being able to have their own agency, being able to make decisions for themselves about what they need and what their family needs, that's our goal, is to get that to the people now. And so we appreciate any support that you can give. All the people who were calling me and texting me and messaging me and saying, what do I do? What do I do? This is what you do.
You know.
The People's Fund of Maui.
Yes, it was a travesty. Yes, it's a tragedy. And I'm certain some people have the financial stability to donate and help out, and well within your right, and I am proud of you and I am happy for you. But when I see millionaires or billionaires asking for that, I sit there and I think to myself, how come you aren't giving up your money from the Fast and Furious franchise or DC or the Oprah show or whatever you do to make money and putting it towards that? Why are you seeking the help of everybody who's currently struggling to make ends meet? Because as the world likes to make it well known, we were in a pandemic. A lot of people's jobs got cut. A lot of people's hours got cut. A lot of people's pay got cut. So how are you expecting people who are trying to recover from that to also help other people who are less off than them? Again, if you did it, I'm proud of you and I'm happy for you. There is no shame towards you. But when I see a billionaire or a millionaire saying other people should donate, my eyebrows start to raise a little bit too much.
When we first launched the fund, there was some backlash that came with launching the fund. And I want to address and acknowledge that backlash right now. And here's what I have to say about that. I get it, and I completely understand. And I could have been better. And next time I will be better. And I understand, money ain't falling out of the sky and it's not growing on trees. And there's a lot of people out there who's living paycheck to paycheck. And I get it, and I know what that's like. I've lived paycheck to paycheck. $7, I know. I know what that's like. And when you are living paycheck to paycheck, I don't want to speak for everybody, I'll speak for myself, but I feel it's connected. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, I was easily pissed off and I was frustrated. And the last thing you want to hear when you are living paycheck to paycheck is someone asking you for money, especially when the person asking you for money already has a lot of money. So I get it. I understand. I'd never launched a fund before, but I'm a quick study and lesson learned.
Having said all of that, to openly lie about what people were booing about is the dumbest shit you can do when it's verifiable that what you are saying is not true. The Rock responded obviously by saying, I typically refrain from responding to toxic, false clickbait garbage like this because I hate dignifying bullshit with a response, but when you use Hawaii's tragic events to draw attention to yourself, I won't stay quiet. This moment you're referring to is from our WWE press conference this past Thursday where I turned heel, wrestling parlance, for a bad guy. I'm playing it up with our crowd as they boo. It's what we do in our WWE universe and we all love every second of it. For the record, our People's Fund for Maui has delivered over $50 million to over 8,000 survivors who were affected by the fires, and I'm grateful to the bone that we've been the primary funders. Hawaii is where I grew up, where I raised my children throughout the year, and where my ancestors are buried. These are my Polynesian people, and these are our American people. You can't imagine how much they are still struggling daily to put their lives back together and to take care of each other. Our Poly-American people are as resilient as people come, and they will raise and get back on their feet. Nick, instead of posting bullshit like this, you know it's false, I encourage you to post something positive for Hawaii, for our Polynesian American people, or actually take positive action to come to Hawaii and help out in an uplifting way. I'm in Hawaii now, and I guarantee you will get great content that can actually make a difference in people's lives genuinely. Let's put our energy and our online platforms into lifting people up, acknowledging the good things that people do, raising awareness for the suffering in ways that can effectively help. It takes so much effort to be negative and create and spread bullshit, but when you spread positivity, kindness, and lead by example, you can really impact lives. I'm sorry to all our Poly Hawaiian Ohana of Maui for shining light on this toxicity as you struggled through tough times. I will always try to be nau, pano. I'm sorry if I butchered that, but you get the overall general point. He was responding to somebody blatantly lying for their own traction, for their own funding, so that they could get some eyes on whatever it is that they're trying to sell. And what irks me is that this dude retweeted one of the dumbest people under the sun, a dumbass who you has been going and having a fixation about Jewish people coming up from the underground and claiming that he was going to go investigate all of this, and every fucking time he posted a shred of what he would call evidence, everybody would respond saying, yeah, you're full of shit. This is where you actually are, and this is not even anything close remotely to what it is you might be talking about. And this motherfucker right here is somebody who made some documentary that you're supposed to care about, but in it, he pretends to be interviewing a victim of sexual assault, and the fucking victim came out of thin air to say he doesn't know who this is and he was never interviewed by him, and this fucker is wondering why he got demonetized on Twitter. But let's bring it back to this bozo. This bozo got the response from The Rock and decided to do the passive-aggressive journalism that most dipshits like to do. Obviously, the claim made in this post has been disputed by The Rock himself, which seems to have some validity. I'm leaving this post up simply to provide context to the ongoing dispute between the two of us regarding funding for Maui. I'm willing to hear The Rock out, and I'm hoping we can work together to force the government to actually provide meaningful aid to these victims. I appreciate your support. While I'm on the ground here trying to get to the bottom of this, it's incredibly stressful. You being on the ground trying to get to the bottom of this is openly lying about a dude getting booed in a wrestling storyline. You are not doing anything in this exact moment to help people out. You are instead trying to gain traction, and you're hoping nobody who follows you or sees you is a wrestling fan. And I hate to break it to you, a lot of motherfuckers saw this were wrestling fans and they called you on your bullshit, and you still go the route of the passive aggressive little bitch. All right, let's silence the noise. Mr. Johnson, I know it's not easy to respond to what feels like negativity. It is negativity. It's a blatant lie. So I appreciate your passion and the fact that you are sharing it. It seems to be coming from the right place. You're right. We can do a lot more together than we can separately. I don't want to fight with you, but you're willing to lie about him. And I don't think you want to fight either. I think we want to appeal to one another and use our platforms to do good together in this effort. If that was the case, you would be deleting this because it's been about 3 days and you still have all that nonsense up on your own Twitter account. I'm here and you're here. Let's meet up and bring attention to the matter at hand. I'll come to whatever island you're on, and if I'm wrong, I'll gladly correct the record. You were wrong. Correct the record now. You don't need to see The Rock face to face and confirm that he wasn't being chanted Maui, 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 and he was instead getting booed for being a heel in a wrestling storyline. It's verifiable. Everybody under the sun has confirmed this shit who pays attention to the WWE. You're the dumb fuck still trying to play the wannabe hero, thinking it's going to work when it has failed hilariously. Being on Maui and seeing all the suffering is truly heartbreaking, and I'm sincerely frustrated by it, and at the end of the day, all I want is the best for the people of Maui. Let's make something happen. I genuinely hope, if I was The Rock, I wouldn't participate in anything this piece of shit has going on. I don't care that his name is anywhere near it. I don't want to be associated with it, because a guy willingly able to lie on you and try to make it seem like you're somebody who's scamming people out of all the funding and all the millions of dollars that they need to get back on their feet, and you have been exposed for that lie, I would not want to associate with this at all. And you truth seekers out there that would be fine with something like this, why? Why are you comfortable spreading a lie in order to get attention? Because now you got people like me saying, fuck this dude and whatever organization he's working with, because they want to affiliate with liars who just want attention on Twitter and who want to get some money off of Elon's monetization process. You're not helping, you're hindering. This is why I say you got to pick your battles wisely, because if you don't, you're always going to be looked at as somebody who isn't fucking credible. You're going to be looked at as somebody who's willing to lie for your own gratification and attention, and it doesn't help these people who are still suffering from fires. It helps you and your pockets, but it don't help anybody else. And if you're gonna sit here and try to straw man me and say it's okay to lie if it's for the betterment of getting attention on something, congratulations. When all these blue head colored motherfuckers run around and they start lying about shit for attention, you can't get mad at it, because they're trying to seek the truth. They're trying to seek validation. They're trying to get attention some way and somehow, for the love of everything holy, unholy, and perhaps sexual. You ain't gotta do this shit. And if you do it, I don't give a fuck what your political affiliation is. Fuck you, because you taking tragedy and you taking something else that has nothing to do with it, and you're trying to combine it into one big lie nobody catches you on. But the problem is, Everybody caught this motherfucker. Retract it, apologize, delete that dumbass shit, and actually go help people instead of bitching about some dude who's gonna be wearing underwear in front of 50,000 people in April. And to end this video, first of all, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. To anyone who's going to comment that the WWE is fake, guess what? Tony Stark's dead, Spider-Man can be black, and everything that's fiction is not real. Goodbye.